Hello there everybody and welcome back to Magna Carta 2. Last video we came to Navy Blue Marsh to take part in Celestine's coming of age ceremony. And we were given 3 tasks by 3 of the Mare in Kota Mare. And in this video we're going to do the tasks that were given to us. I'm going to start this video off by going to the northern part of Navy Blue Marsh, near the entrance to Dunan Hill where we entered the marsh from. We're going to have to pretty much go to all the areas of the marsh in order to finish up these quests, and so it's easiest just to start from the top and work your way down to the bottom. Now once you get to the area around the pillar, you're going to be able to fight the Union, which is the beast-like creature. And this was a monster hunting request that was given to us as part of the strength rite. Now this guy is really tough in comparison to the other creatures in the area, so you'll want to utilize chaining if that's a possibility. You also want to make sure not to be distracted by the Miris in the area, the little green creatures. I've chosen a party of Celestine, Argo, and Zephy just to get them leveled up and to sort of just use a different party here. So I'm gonna do a little bit of a different setup, but hopefully I can chain just as well.
Are you sure you're okay?
Except for that Argo's a little bit slow. I was stunned going into that chain break, which is unfortunate. But Celestine has a really good cooldown time, so unfortunately she wasn't in overheat for very long. I don't really have much to say about this monster. There's nothing really particularly devastating about it. It's just a little bit stronger than your average monster, so it's going to take you a little bit of extra time to kill, but I don't really think it's particularly devastating. No special abilities or anything you really have to watch out for. So just work on defeating it and pick up the horn from the creature once you've defeated it. And we're gonna have to bring that back to Kaloiti in Kota Mare. And once we've done that, you can also use this time to grind on any of the little creatures around that might be bothering you, because you are going to have to gather up some incense or whatever it is coming from the ground using the bottle that was given to us as part of the rite of incense. And it's actually nice because these are very easy to see. They're sticking up from the ground, as the Mare woman had mentioned, but they're also marked with a star on your map. So we need to go to 4 different sites around Navy Blue Marsh and collect those fragrances, but they should be fairly easy for us to see. So we've gotten 1 bottle, and we defeated the Union, and now we're just going to make our way around the rest of the marsh, looking out for any of the incense points. And we also need to get Asalina's tear from one of the little creatures in the marsh as well. But he's pretty easy to find. I normally find that creature right outside the city's entrance, so that's going to be probably our easiest task out of the 3 to do. And I figured I'd give Celestine a whirl. I took Crocell out of my party because he's not going to generate a lot of con in this area, and I don't use Celestine a whole lot, so this is kind of her time to shine because it is her coming of age ceremony. There's another extract point here at the Neko Neko dwelling. So we're halfway done with the incense. I'm not going to bother fighting any of these marsh creatures. This is a really good opportunity to grind before you actually go ahead and go to Ruhalt Basin, but I can always do that off screen. I can also use the enemies in and around the basin and in Dunan Hill when I get back there to grind. It's not really a big deal. And you can see that this little creature we're looking for, the Garami, has just ran away. You can see it's very small and very fast. The Mare who had given us the trial was talking about how it's a very scared creature and it will run away if it sees you. So you do have to try and sneak up behind it. It's normally not very difficult, but once you've scared it once, it usually catches on pretty quickly. But once you actually are able to sneak up behind it, you have to research it. And you can then pick up the Asalina's tears from the top of its head. Luckily for me, it looks like it's completely glitched out. I've never actually had that happen before. That's really bizarre. So you can either very carefully sneak up behind it and grab the Asalina's tears very, very easily, or if you do manage to scare it or spook it accidentally, you might have to chase it around. The other option would be to go into Kodamare and come back out again. The creature should be just outside the city, and then you can have another chance to sneak up on it and collect that item. The third extract is by the Northern Forces tent, and we should be able to find the fourth extraction point somewhere around here. And that's all we have left to do. The last thing will be just to return back to Kodamare. And there aren't any other quests around the area. As far as I know, we're mostly just focused on Celestine's whole ceremony, so we're gonna go ahead and finish that up. We're going to get the last extract. And if you do read the letter that was sent by the chief, I had said that Celestine was maybe turning 13 because she had mentioned that she was about 12 years old, but she actually is turning 12. So she's 11, turning 12. And in the Mare culture, 12 is the age when you're an adult, so that's kind of just a little bit of fun fact. It's sort of a neat ritual. You know, you actually have to go out and prove yourself in order to be able to become an adult. They didn't just give it to her. They gave her their certificate, but she did have to go out and do all of these rites of passage and whatnot in order to be able to become an adult. So I think that's pretty cool. And I really like this little set of side missions. It's sort of a neat little backstory, a little bit of character framing, something just a little bit off the beaten path from the main story. Because I really do like the character development in this game when the game does take the time to really focus on one character specifically. And when you come back to Kodamare, remember that you need to be walking around a Celestine to finish up the side quests. If you talk to any of the Mari people when you're controlling another character, they'll ask to talk to Celestine, so just keep that in mind. And for each of the rites that you complete, you'll get 2,000 experience. So we're going to be able to get a couple of levels here. With the additional 1,000 experience that we got just by coming and speaking to the chief. And now that we have done all 3 rites, we can report back to the chief and let her know the good news. Tell her that we've completed all of the trials, although maybe it's technically cheating because Celestine didn't really have to do it on her own. She had the help of her friends. But luckily for us, that doesn't seem to matter. She hereby gives notice that the Mari girl Celestine has come of age. May all Mari recognize her as an adult, and may she comport herself befittingly. To treat Celestine as an adult, I bestow on her this token of adulthood. To celebrate her coming of age, I declare tomorrow a day of feasting. May you all enjoy yourselves. And you, take your ease at Celestine's home. Enjoy the Mare festivities. So for finishing up the entire set of quests, we get a 3-leaf clover comment, a spirit brooch, and 1,500 experience. Alright, so you rest up, and the next day you start off in Celestine's house. So we're just gonna go into the main square here and enjoy some of the festivities. we need to give Celestine a little bit of a celebration.
Congratulations, Celestine!
Thanks, Argo! This means I'm an adult now. So, let's have our wedding!
You're still a little kid on the inside, but I guess I'll congratulate you on passing your coming-of-age ceremony.
Congratulations, Celestine. Thank you, everybody! Today is the happiest day of my life!
Yeah, but you're still only 12 or 13.
Crocell, you're being sarcastic even on a day like this? Your big sister is in a good mood today, so I'll give you a pass.
Today is a fine day. It's vital to take breaks like this every once in a while.
For a little while, we forgot about reality and enjoyed the celebration. It was a brief respite, but another battle would be waiting for us tomorrow.
And that's all there is to it. We are all done in Kodamare. So before you go back to Dunan Hill, you'll want to make sure that you've done a little bit of shopping if you didn't get the chance to do it in Opposite. If you didn't have enough money or anything like that, and you want to get a little bit better prepared, you can use the shops in Kodamare. Now, to my knowledge, there isn't anything new. There are no new weapons, there are no new accessories, or anything like that. So you won't have missed out on anything if you leave this area without buying anything. And again, I think the commons are pretty much the same. But again, if you do have a little bit of money left over, there are some really nice commons here that aren't available at the other shop. As a matter of fact, I think all of these are pretty much new. They're all really nice commons. Some of them are really, really expensive, but they have immunities to certain status effects, and these ones are all really good. That gives you certain abilities that regular commons don't. So if you do have a little bit of extra cash laying around, buying some of those may not actually be a really horrible idea. Might give you a bit of an upper hand later on, you never know. But we are going to have to say goodbye to this place until another time. So now all that's left to do is to head back and head over towards Ruhal Basin from where we were. I am going to miss this place though. I mean, when you get stuck here the first time, you feel like you're stuck here for a really, really long time and you're pretty much ready to go by the time you do leave. But it's sort of nice to come back here every once in a while. I find it very peaceful. I find it very green in comparison to a lot of the other maps in this game that are all kind of washed out and war-torn. So it's sort of a nice little refresher. But anyways, I'm going to save going back and heading towards Ruhal Basin for the next video. I'm going to save at the pillar, and I hope that I will be seeing you guys next time.